Neshama, is that an Indian name? And then they look at me. Where did you get that name? Well, that's the story. Because when I was born in 1939, there were two popular names. One was Susan and the other was Nancy. And my parents were first, generation Americans, and they wanted to fit in. And so I was named, if you can believe it, Susan Rosenbaum. And there's nothing actually wrong with it, but it certainly isn't my name. The only thing I liked about it, and this is a memory that goes back 82 years, is the song that came with it. Susie, little Susie, pray tell me the news. Goosey Goose is walking without any shoes. The cobbler has plenty of leather to spare. Won't you make dear Susie a shiny new pair? And I loved shoes as soon as they hit my fat little feet. I loved shoes, but I still didn't like that name. I came to language and I knew it wasn't my name. So what could my name be? Well, I was entranced with the story of Alice in Wonderland, and I felt like her. I mean, sometimes I was very big and sometimes I was very tiny, and life was falling down the rabbit hole all the time. And so I said, could I be Alice? But it was a kind of a boring name, and I was a dramatic kid. So I plucked some others out of the air. Flair, because I was dramatic. Patrice, where did that come from? Zena with an X. And you should know I have a friend from elementary school who hauled that memory up without any prompting from all those years, those names that didn't get taken. But then, and what was wrong with Susan Rosenbaum? It kind of plods. And I wanted a name with a little more bounce in it. And then my parents made the mistake of telling me I actually had another name. I had a Hebrew name, a ceremonial name. You're not supposed to use it in real life. Now, they were not practicing Jews, but my mother's parents were very devout. And my mother's mother, Ruchel Grasnitsky, her mother, Nechama, had died. And that's the name I got. And when I heard it, I said, that's my name. And they looked stricken. They needed a Nechama in their house like a hole in the head. But I couldn't change it because I was in school. And you should know when I got to school, I was, they said, you can be Susan number 4. And I said, I'm not number anything. But I was stuck with it. And I knew I was different. I knew I was an outsider. And I think I was kind of proud of it. On my high school yearbook, when they have something under the picture, it was sui generis, which means unique. There's no one like her. But there were a lot of Susans out there. In any case, when I got out of elementary school, I could change my name. I was going to be Nechama, but I was a teenager and I thought I was very clever. I said, I think I'll call myself Nikki for nickname with 2 Ks and an I. And there I was all through high school, Nikki, until I got out. And then I could claim what I knew now was my real name, except my African American dance teacher, Donnie McHale. He said, baby, nobody can do that. You are Neshama. And I said, yes, that's my name. Now, for years, I have thought that, you just change a C to an S, and it means the same thing. I recently learned that Nechama means compassion or comfort, which is a very nice sentiment, but not moi. But Neshama means breath of life. It means soul. Now, we all have souls, and we're all breathing unless we're dead. But still, I got the name. I got the name. And I've had it ever since. And then I could ditch the Rosenbaum, which means rose tree in German. It's nice, but again, kind of plotting for Franklin, my married name. So here I am, Neshama Franklin. And my birth certificate, it says Susan Rosenbaum. And I have presented documents, the birth certificate And anything else with Neshama Franklin on it, and not a soul has turned a hair all these years. No legal nothing. I got my name. I claimed it. Now, my poor sister, who was born 3 years after me, she got to be Catherine with a K and a Y. Catherine Elizabeth, I don't know where that came from. And her Hebrew name is Mini Fiva, two names grafted together. She had no interest in becoming Mini Fiva. But there I was. Now, one thing you should know is when you have a name like this, it really, it's hard for people. How can they say what? Neshama? Neshima? Oh no, no. Think of pajama. It rhymes with pajama. It runs through my family. My daughter, she's Malia, not the Molly my husband wanted. Her daughter is Akela. How many years of therapy do you need to counterbalance those names? In any case, I got the name. I'm proud of it. I claimed my name. Would that everyone knew the deep and real name they have. And if they want, claim it and make it sing. Thank you.